Hello everyone and welcome back to the Dacia campaign. We had a plan to push south against the Macedonians and it has been progressing even quicker than I expected. We took Thessalonica and Larissa and then we weren't supposed to be able to pick up Thermon because it was held by our allies the Greeks and they had a huge army here, but then it was bribed by a Roman Brutii diplomat and left completely abandoned. So we picked that up for free without losing our alliance with the Greeks. So we've left Macedonia with two cities, just Athens and Corinth, and we've left the Brutii with just Apollonia, and I'm pretty sure that's all they have outside of their starting two cities. And yes, confirming that, as you can see here on the faction ranking for territorial ranking, they only have 3 settlements. So once we take Apollonia back, Brutii will be really in a bad situation. They will have committed all of these armies, all of this money, all of this effort to taking Apollonia. They even spent a bunch of money bribing Thermon, and it will have left them with nothing outside of their starting 2 cities. So I'm happy with that. I'm excited for that. And that is what we're focusing on this part. I'm hoping to avoid conflict with the Macedonians because they have a couple of huge armies floating around. I'm sure they're going to want to take back Larissa and potentially Thermon, but I'm hoping to ignore the Macedonians, let them do their thing down here in the south, and up in the north, I'm hoping to take Apollonia off the Brutii. So the way we need to do this is I need to find a way to reunite Vetsina and Desaneu and Duras, get these 2 armies combined, and then we should have enough strength to take Apollonia. But then we also have to worry about Thessalonica because Titus Brutus is floating around with a decent-sized army. Yeah, so we kind of have overstretched our forces a little bit here. Yeah, we need to be intelligent. We need to not lose these cities that we just took. So speaking of, at Thessalonica, we were building some barbarian noble cavalry, but I'm going to switch that over to instead building chosen archer warband because I think having long-range archers is the most important thing for holding these settlements. Putting those up on the walls is the best thing we can do because they have strong defense, strong melee attack, and they obviously have the very long range 9 missile attack archers. So that is definitely worth investing in over something like heavy cavalry. Unfortunately, in Larissa, we're not able to train any long-range archers, but I do think short-range archers would be better than cavalry right now, just because having some kind of archers up on the walls for stone wall cities like Larissa is just so important. We're going to continue building all these peasants because the plague is still going on in Larissa, so we don't want to lose too much population, but let's go ahead and invest in an archery range. We want to be able to train those chosen archer warband as soon as possible. But just out of curiosity, I want to see how much money a port would be worth here. It says none right now, but that's not accurate. It's just not establishing the right trade routes. So we will invest in a port eventually, just not quite yet because we need to build an archery range first and make sure we don't lose Thermon and Larissa. Now at Thessalonica, we have 3 units of Scythian mercenaries, and it would make sense to leave them inside the city because Titus Brutus is floating around. But now that we're pushing into the Brutii's territory, I feel like they're more likely to go back than to march on to Thessalonica. So I don't feel like Titus Brutus is too much of a threat, and I would rather have these Scythians out in the field anyways if Thessalonica gets besieged. So I'm going to go ahead and have these Scythians hang out in the mountains over here so they can be of use if the Macedonians push into the territory of Larissa, or even if Titus Brutus goes to attack Thessalonica, Larissa, or Thermon. And I also want to get something building at Thessalonica. I think it's worth building a blacksmith here just because we are building so many troops here right now. We may as well get a blacksmith, get upgrades to light and heavy weapons of +1. And I've been thinking about how I can keep this area as safe as possible. I think I should take Partitua, who is the family member in Thermon, and if I can safely get him outside of the city, yes. I'm going to go ahead and drop a fort in this mountain pass. Oh no, I can't do that. Can we build one here? Yes, okay. So we'll build a fort right here, and that way we will man it with just 1 unit of mercenary peltas, and this will just block off this mountain pass from the Macedonians using it. Should I also put one over here? Probably. Let's build one right here if we can. Yes. So we've effectively blocked off the 2 routes that the Macedonians have to besiege Larissa or Thermon. And I'll send a unit of mercenary hoplites over to this fort. We just need to have something manned in them so they don't get turned against us. But I think that's helpful. We'll just have 2 forts here, and we'll at least have some advance notice if the Macedonians try to attack us at Larissa or Thermon. In the west at Segestica, now that we have a watchtower on the coast here, we can see everything that's going on around Ariminum, around Batavium, What I see is that there are a lot of armies that we are at war with, so we're definitely worried about Segestica, but we have a good amount of Illyrians here. We have some chosen swordsmen on the way, so hopefully Segestica will be safe. Kotozo is on his way back to Segestica to provide a little more heavy cavalry. And no one is on the horizon, no one seems to be pushing into our territory, so we don't need to be that worried, we just need to be aware that Segestica is kind of an exposed front. At Aquincum, we have the tax rate set to high, but in this case, since we're at 1856 population, that's close enough to 2,000 that I think it's worth bringing down the tax rate to low to get that extra % population growth rate. That'll give us an extra 18 population per turn, which should make the difference for just getting this to a large town a little bit quicker. We just want to be able to build some better buildings here so we can train some actual troops in the event that we're ever attacked at Aquincum. And same deal at Campus Yazigis with 5,500 population. We want to keep the tax rate at low, but I think we want to invest in a blacksmith here because we will be training a lot of troops here. At Poralisum, let's bring up the tax rate a little bit just to make a little more money. Since we're over that 6,000 population threshold, we really don't need to continue prioritizing the population growth rate. We're going to focus on tax rate there. At Campus Getai, let's see what the difference is if we bring the tax rate down to low. 3.5%, that might be worth it because we've been training a lot of troops at Campus Getai. We need a little more population here. So let's disband this unit of peasants. That helps a little bit. The 3.5% population growth rate helps a little bit. And that'll be at a minor city relatively soon. At Campus Scythii, we're at 110% public order and we're already a minor city with almost 10,000 population. So we'll probably bring up the tax rate here. But first we need to decide what we're going to do with the garrison. Because we have one unit of Chosen Archer Warband who we're going to combine with Skyluris here. And I mean, that's a pretty big army already, but I think we might grab at least one more unit of Chosen Swordsmen and a unit of Archer Warband to bring into Skyluris' army. And then, I mean, can we still bring up the tax rate a little bit? This helps the income, honestly, by 170. That's pretty worth it. So yeah, I think having a high tax rate at Campus Scythii is worth it. And I almost want to bring some archers over from Campus Getai to Campus Scythii in order to get it up to a very high tax rate, because that's worth a lot of money. Oh, that's worth a ton of money. That's worth it. We'll grab one more unit of archers from Campus Getai. And can we hold on to this? Just barely at 70%. We can hold on to Campus Scythii. We'll build maybe one more unit of barbarian peasants just to bring the public order up a little bit. And yeah, that's an extra 500 income per turn. I know this micromanaging stuff isn't super exciting, but it is super important for having a good economy, for making sure you don't make any mistakes with the development of any of your cities. So yeah, our financial report's going to look a little bit rough because I'm investing in a lot of upgrades right now. 3,302 projected losses is a lot, but that's with spending 6,160 on construction. So we're actually doing fairly well with our economy. We're just investing heavily. At Byzantium, I want to continue buying upgrades. Specifically, I'm going to buy the Sacred Circle of Zalmoxis because that will bring up the public order a little bit, which will allow us to have a higher tax rate here. And this is a similar situation to up at Campus Scythii, where we have over 9,000 population. So increasing the tax rate from low to high will increase our income by 500 denarii per turn. For now, we can only do normal, but that's a big difference. Oh, if we do one peasant... No, we can't quite do high. Yeah, we don't want to have rioting, so we're not going to have it at high just yet. But next turn, we'll bump it up because that is a crazy difference in income. This is going to help out a lot. All right, that's enough micromanaging. I think we can go ahead and end this turn. I would bring these Scythians into Larissa, but there is a plague here, so we're going to have them just hang out over here. Let's see. The question is, we could use Vetsina right now to attack Captain Herennius, because Captain Herennius only has 2 units of Velites, a tiny unit of Hastati, tiny unit of Equites, and some ballistas. I kind of feel like we could solo that army with just the Cretans and Vetsina. So I'm going to try it. Okay, they won't even fight us. That's fine. If we had an opportunity to get rid of this army for free, I would have taken it. But it looks like we don't have an opportunity for that. So I'm all right with that. Let's go ahead and end the turn. We spent long enough on that turn. So the plague has cleared up in Larissa, but looks like Skyles the Conqueror is still sick. So yeah, he still personally holds plague. I hope he doesn't die because he's amazing. Look at what a good general he is. And he is still supposed to be our faction leader once Vecina dies. So I'm really holding out for Skyles. Hopefully he beats the plague. But I do think we're good to bring the Scythians into Larissa. Honestly, we don't even really need them here because since we have these forts here, we're pretty much safe from the Macedonians attacking. So let's grab Skyles and these 2 units of Scythians. And this is a pretty scary army to be rolling around in Greece. Let's send them up to hopefully pick up Titus Brutus. I think they could take Titus Brutus's army. So we won't target him right now, but we'll kind of march in that direction. At Apollonia, where did that army go? Did they go up here? I'm not sure where they went. They might have merged into Apollonia or Oppius Brutus or Titus Brutus. I'm not really sure where that little army was that Vecina was squaring up with. But since that army is gone, we can now reunite Vecina, Deceneu, and Duras. So let's go ahead and unite. We'll do it over here on the side of this mountain because we don't want to besiege Apollonia just yet with Titus Brutus hanging around. I'd rather kill him with Skyles the Conqueror and then besiege Apollonia. And then I think we'd have a much better chance at winning at Apollonia without getting attacked by all these armies all at once from different angles. Because Vecina's army is okay. We have these Chosen Archer Warband, but we have a lot of pretty flimsy mercenaries. We don't have a lot of heavy infantry, so we still have to be careful with Vecina's army. We don't want to lose him. Let's take a look at our construction report. At Portalisum, we finally have a stockade. We've just been investing in troop buildings up to this point, so we didn't have a stockade. But we'll go ahead and build stables here. We'll just build everything because Portalisum is pretty important for training troops for us. We will continue training Chosen Archer Warband just to send off to the various fronts that need them. At Segestica, we have a shrine to Habilisus, and we'll go ahead for the practice range. We want to get up to an archery range so we can train Chosen Archer Warband here. And let's bring Codiso back into Segestica. That makes me feel a little bit better. Just 2 generals in here makes it a little safer. At Salona, we have a port completed. So how much are we making in trade now? 466, that's pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and build communal farming in Salona because we are kind of close to that 6,000 population threshold for going up to a minor city, but it's still a ways off. 1,300 is a decent amount more population that we need. So we'll go ahead and build a communal farming here, get that population growth rate up a little higher. Let's take a look at our end of turn report. I'm sure we lost money. Yeah, 5,200 denarii because we spent so much money on construction last turn. But looking at our projection now, we're projected to gain 2,600 denarii. So we're doing all right. Up at Segestica, we want at least 1 more unit of Chosen Swordsmen. I know it's expensive, but we need to have a decent army here because look how many troops are in Patavium. Full stack army. So yeah, we will have at least a little bit of strength in Segestica. Should be safe from attack. Now, since we've beaten the plague in Larissa, we can go ahead and undo these peasants, which brings our population back up to around 6,000. So that's pretty good. We're not going to train anything else right now, because we're waiting on that archery range to complete so we can build some archers. At Thurman, we could train at least something. Let's train some warhounds. And you know what? We'll do some warhounds at Larissa as well. The way I see warhounds is that they only cost 600 denarii, and then they cost only 40 to upkeep. They take almost nothing out of your population. I think they take like 48 soldiers out of your population. And you can reuse them every battle without taking any casualties because the dogs recycle after every battle. So they're very cost effective. We'll build those in Larissa and Thurman. Since I don't expect to actually be attacked by these Macedonians, I just want to have some strength in case they slowly walk their way past this fort or fight their way through it and get to these cities. In Thessalonica, we have a unit of onagers and these 3 units of Chosen Archer Warband. Let's send them down to Larissa because eventually we'll form an army in Larissa which will march south and take out these Macedonian cities. So those are some good units for marching south. We'll continue building more troops in Thessalonica. I'm thinking another unit of Chosen Archer Warband will be worth investing in. These huge armies of pikemen and peltas and cavalry, you really need those long-range archers to successfully combat them. So we'll keep stocking up on those from Thessalonica. In the north, Skyluris is, I think, ready to go attack some Scythians. He brought a lot of Chosen Archer Warband, some basic Archer Warband, a lot of cavalry. So this is a pretty good army for combating the horse archers of the Scythians. We're going to start marching up in this direction towards the capital of Tanais. We want to take that city so that we can take their port, start weakening their economy, and strengthening our own. So yeah, once we can be trading between all these ports, we'll make a lot more money. So that will be definitely worth picking up, but it will take a while. This is 4 more turns to get to Tanais. So yeah, it will take a while. But a pretty uneventful turn other than just some moving around, some joining troops together, some upgrades. We're going to go ahead and end this turn because there's nothing else we want to do. And all right, we are attacked. Not really sure this is a great plan, but Vecina is attacked by Titus Brutus. Oh, I see. We ambushed them. So it's not that this was really their choice. But yeah, Vecina with his 8 stars of command, his Cretan archers, his 4 units of chosen archer warband, 3 generals units with 173 heavy cavalry, his +3 morale, is going up against Titus Brutus, his velites, his doggies, a couple of horses, 1 unit of hastati that's been weakened. And yeah, look at this general, Titus Brutus. He's a vanquisher, bloody for +1 morale. Ooh, wow, Roman hero +3 morale. That's actually pretty good. So he doesn't have a lot of command stars, which means that he won't have a lot of increase to the attack stats of his troops. But with that much morale, I think it was like +4 morale in the end, it will be worth killing Titus Brutus just to get rid of that morale advantage. So that's something to remember in this fight. But it's an ambush, so we have a big advantage. Ambushing with long-range archers is never really fair. Let's see what the battlefield is, though. So the one disadvantage in this battle is that we don't have very much heavy infantry. Well, really any heavy infantry. We have a front line of hoplites, so that will be our front right here. We have some Falksmen for this flank, which is good. And we have a couple of generals units, which can be this flank. And then we have all of these Illyrians. And these Illyrians we'll have 2 units of Illyrians right here, who will be kind of a secondary front flank in case we need to save these generals. We have another unit of Illyrians which can assist over here. They'll fire over our hoplites. We'll also tell them not to skirmish. And then we have our archers. So the shortest range archers will go first. And then we have our chosen archers who will just fill in all of these holes. Just like this. These chosen archers will have a ton of range. They'll fire over my whole army. And they will shred the enemy army. So that's pretty strong advantage on our end. We have slight high ground over the enemy. The question is whether we can just get in range of them, and then they really have no chance. So let's go ahead and start this battle. And yeah, we're not quite in range of them. Oh, where did my Cretans go? That's not good. Cretans are off in the wrong direction. I forgot to place them, so let's send our generals to go assist. I did not mean to do that, so I need to kind of think on my feet. Let's get our Cretans all the way to safety, turn off skirmish mode in case they get charged by this cavalry, and we're guarding them with our cavalry. Okay, we're fine. No worries. Now, Titus Brutus has gone straight forward into range of my archers, so he's going to get absolutely shredded. Look at this storm of arrows, which is good for me. If we can kill him, then we are in business. All right, the Cretans are in position. Let's get them drawn up so that they can start firing at whoever is nearby. And we're not going to use our generals if we can help it. We'll just keep them safe over here. But, I mean, with the high ground, with long-range archers, all of these troops are getting shredded. These hastati are getting absolutely ripped to pieces. Even the Illyrians are in range. So they're throwing all their javelins in. These hastati are down to 3. I don't even think they got to throw their pila before they all died. So hastati unit is gone. This Roman general's down to 19. These velites are getting shredded. And we still have a ton of archer ammo. This is a crazy battle. I'm going to tell a lot of the archers to start firing at the general because he has that crazy +4 morale. If we can kill him, then the rest of this battle will be easy peasy. But yeah, get some shots in on the general. He's down to 3, down to 2. Can we get the actual general unit himself? Kill the guy. There we go. He's dead. Just confirming that is Titus Brutus. Yes, it is. All right, so Titus Brutus is dead. Let's kill some war dogs before they get released because that's a good use of our arrows. We don't want them to release the dogs. And we'll turn on guard mode because we don't want our archers to pursue. I just paused this for a moment because Mrs. TD Sniper came in to say,
"Hi, this is Mrs. TD Sniper."
And look how cool this looks. Look at the cloud of arrows. I love playing as Dacia. This is what you have to face when you're fighting against Dacia. All these arrows. Yeah, not going well for them. Now, I'm targeting the war dogs because if I'm able to kill the handlers, then I don't have to deal with the dogs, but they've decided to flee the battle, so I'm going to pursue with all my cavalry, see if we can wrap up some more of this army before they're off the battlefield. And we have already killed how much of this army? 58%. So we won't disband this army. They will still exist somewhere. They've at least been weakened a lot. They'll probably make it back to Apollonia. We will tell Vetsina to attack this unit. We'll tell, oh man, I forget their names. The other guys to attack the other units. They don't have as memorable of names. Alright, come on, break all these units. Just wrap up as many of these troops as possible. Not as much of a priority would be the Velites, but these war dogs are definitely a priority. We want to kill all their handlers so the dogs can run off and be free. Alright. Come on, kill them all. Kill the handlers. Alright, battle 1. And we'll just clean up these last couple of Velites, and then we can end the battle. Now, if this was the early Spanish campaign, we would have lost all 3 generals by now. But luckily, not the case. Decisive victory. I think we lost, 6 soldiers, and I think they all were some hoplites that got shot as collateral damage. We killed 762 Romans. Yeah, we lost 3 hoplites, and 1 of them was healed. So that's great. We even gained a chevron of experience for 3 of our units of Chosen Archer Warband. So this was a great battle. And no more action this turn. Larissa is very unhappy with me. The plague is back, so I think that's probably because I brought Skyles the Conqueror into the city again after he left the city. So I guess it just gave them fresh plague. So that's annoying. We're going to have to do the thing again where we train a bunch of peasants to slow down the loss of population here. Public order's at 65%. That's all right. We're not going to bring these troops inside the city for obvious reasons because we don't want to lose them. But let's go ahead and bring these Chosen Archers over here. We might put them in the fort next turn. We might attack this guy this turn. Just do a little bit of damage, get these troops inside of this fort. And once Larissa is free of plague, we'll bring them over to Larissa. And yeah, hopefully plague goes away. I hate the Macedonian plague. It's so annoying. Now this is crazy. I did not expect this, but there's been a faction destroyed. Oh, the Seleucids. Yeah, Seleucids have already been destroyed. That's honestly, that might be record speed. That's pretty bad. Come on, Seleucids. You got to put in a better showing. Sometime I will play as the Seleucids and I will show it's not that hard to stay alive in the early game. Like, it's not great. It's somewhat difficult. But the Seleucids have no excuse for being out of the game this fast every time. Let's check out our construction report. At Titus, we have a shipwright. And we'll go ahead and invest in a trader now. It's pretty cheap and it gets us an extra 60 denarii per turn. That's worth doing. I would love to get the tax rate higher at Titus, just because we have 10,000 population. That's going to be worth a lot of money. But let's get some peasants in here to just bring up the public order so we can support a higher tax rate at Titus. We'll build 2 units of peasants. At Campus Scythii, we just completed our archery range, finally, and I want to invest in a shipwright at Campus Scythii, because that brings the trade up by 160, and it increases the number of trade fleets from 1 to 2. So this gives us just more routes between all of these cities to trade back and forth, which will increase the income from these cities by a lot over time. It doesn't show up right away, but in a couple of turns, once we pick up the Scythian capital, and we get a port here, maybe a shipwright here, we'll have a lot of trade going in the Black Sea. Speaking of, let's take Skyluris and continue his march towards the capital. We still have not seen any more sign of that army that we were keeping an eye on. Let's put our watchtower just slightly off the beaten track here. We want to have visuals of this area. And there's Captain Emenos. That's what we were looking for, the Scythian Horse Archer army. It's scary, but honestly, with this many Chosen Archer Warband, I think we can take them if we run into them again. We are just a couple turns away from their capital, so they will have to deal with us before long. And I'm just saying, I didn't start the war with the Scythians. It was their decision to attack me, so am I being aggressive? Sure. But I mean, you poked the bear, and now I'm just going to take all your land. So we might march all the way north and pick up these Parthian cities, just complete this corner of the map. That might be a good start for our empire, just so we have a border with no threats. No one can come from the north or the east if you just take all the way to that corner. Let's check out our faction announcements. We have a new family member, Burkita. Desineu got married, good for him. And Vetsina picked up Superior Commander for +3 command. I think that brings him to 9 command stars. Vetsina is getting so good at combat. And now we are so close to Apollonia, we could probably attack Captain Numerius right now, deal another blow, and I don't know if it would draw in the troops from Apollonia, but it would start just whittling down at the enemies that we have to face before knocking the Brutii off of the land of Greece entirely. But before we start that fight, I would like to neutralize Oppius Brutus. So Skyles the Conqueror has marched in with his Scythians. I think we can probably handle Oppius Brutus here. The main threat against Scythian horse archers is a lot of cavalry, and they don't have a lot of cavalry. So, I mean, they have their factionaire. He's going to be somewhat tough, but I think we got this. I mean, it says that we don't have the strength on our side, but Skyles the Conqueror is such a good general. Oppius Brutus is so not a good general. I think we got this. Yeah, he's a great administrator. He's popular. He has minus squalor. And he's trusty, but that's not going to help him in this battle. He didn't account for the Dacians showing up with a bunch of Scythian mercenaries. So yeah, I think he's on his way out. All right, so there is some terrain in this battle, but it doesn't seem to be on our side. Let's just stick to a fairly neutral part of the map. We don't want to be on the low ground by any means. We'll have our Scythians just draw up like this, and we'll keep our general as safe as possible. And we're just going to stay very mobile. We're going to have our Scythians move up in this direction. We don't want to be pinned against the wall, really, but I mean, anything that comes into range is just going to get shredded. So these Equites are going to get shredded, and they'll break right away. I can honestly send Skyles to go deal with these Equites. They're wavering already, so actually no need. Yep, that's one unit broken. We will draw up like this, and just keep firing at anything you can reach. These Equites... 87 Equites, that's a little bit tougher. We'll just continue firing at them. We'll get Skyles the Conqueror to go break them. And if I can get rid of all the Equites in this battle before it even starts, I will be very happy about that. Down to 40 and broken, and yeah, this is not going well for them. So their Equites are out of the battle. That's a good start. And let's push up with our Scythians. We want them to not be pinned against the border of this map. So if we can get some damage in on these Velites, that would be good. Skyles can stop chasing. And honestly, he can go deal with these Roman archers. We want to get them out of the battle. I wouldn't love for him to make contact with the Hastati, but it wouldn't be the end of the world either. We just want to get these archers out of the battle because they're the only thing with the range to attack our Scythians. Do not charge into the enemy general. Don't be an idiot. All right, he's over here. He's safe, my general. So we're just going to get him out of here. Maybe charge into the Velites on the way out. But yeah, I mean, they should break here. Wavering. We would win in a fight against the enemy general, but we don't want to find out. All right, we don't want to actually fight him because we'd take a lot of casualties. And we would risk Skyles, who is our future faction leader. So Skyles got to stay safe. We're going to turn on this general because they're not leaving us with any choice. Hopefully they break here. They're eager for now, but we have an advantage. We have really experienced troops. We have more of them. And our general is better, which means our attack stats will be better as well. Okay, we got the enemy general. Hopefully this unit breaks before our general dies. Come on. Okay, don't pursue. We do not need to fight them. We killed the enemy general. That's what we wanted to do. Let's just get out of here. Definitely do not fight the Hastati. Get out of here. Get to safety. But now that their general is dead, their morale is going to have serious issues. Let's see how the Scythians have been doing. Oh, they've been absolutely shredding all of these units. How much of the enemy army have we killed? 33% already. So good start to the battle. We need to keep Skyles safe. And looks like we're taking some damage on our Scythians from probably these Hastati. So we'll keep them moving. We want them out of range of any of the short range missile troops. And we're shooting... Are we shooting these war dogs? A little bit. Yeah, I'm alright with that. Let's focus this Roman general. We want to do some damage to the general before it makes contact with Skyles. So if we could get a few rounds of arrows into them, that would be ideal. Why are the Scythians charging into this general? What are we doing? All right, he's wavering. Honestly, this might work. But, like, what was the plan, Scythians? What are you doing here? All right, down to 28. Let's drop our Scythians over here. Skylies can deal with the enemy general unit. It's broken. There we go. It's going to be gone any second. So draw up like this and just kill all of the Romans, shoot them. They don't have the range at this point. I think they still probably have some archers, but I don't know where they are. Definitely focus on these Hastati. If you have a shot, this is the toughest stuff on the battlefield. So we want to get rid of the Hastati. These ballistas have become an infantry unit. They're just charging. Yeah, this is not going super well for the enemy. But we still have to win this battle. So let's keep firing. We've lost a good amount of our Scythians because this Roman general unit keeps reforming. But can we break a unit maybe? Okay, these Hastati are wavering. Let's charge in because he's already throwing at Skylies. Can we break this unit? Shaken. No, get out of there. We don't want to lose him. Oh, they're wavering, but still get out of there. Just get to safety. We will have the Scythians fire, and then we'll charge in one more time. Just get a charge bonus. All right, now get out of there. Oh god, I'm gonna lose Skylies. No, no, Skylies, get out. All right, I'm not risking that anymore. I'm not listening when they say they're wavering. I don't believe it. Can we please just kill this guy? All right, what is happening over here? So this unit of Scythians has completely lost the plot, gone off on their own. They're getting shot by some Velites. Just get to safety. Get over here. Keep firing. These Hastati are still charging after me. I'm down to 9 in my general's unit, so I really cannot justify using this general's unit anymore. We're just going to keep firing at these Hastati. And yeah, just keep doing damage to all these units. Most of the army is broken by now, but we just need to slowly kill all these units. I'm going to turn on Cantabrian Circle because I think it's a little better at dodging Velites missiles. Just do the little dance, fire off all your arrows at these Velites, and then we will deal with the Roman archers, and then we can deal with these Hastati. There we go. Hastati have broken just by proximity to Skylies, so we will have him clean up this unit. It's nice to get rid of any heavy infantry on the field. This unit over here is broken, so we will have this unit just run them down. Don't waste your arrows. And we'll fire at these Roman archers with this unit behind them. We'll have them do a Cantabrian Circle as well. And now they're getting fired on from every direction. They'll start taking a lot of casualties here. What's happening over here? Oh, okay, this makes sense. This unit's getting attacked by dogs. That's why they're taking so much damage. I don't know what to do. I guess can we please fight the war dogs? I can't target them. Just shoot at the Roman archers, occasionally stab a dog, and you'll be fine. We might lose this unit because they just don't know how to deal with the dogs since they've left the battlefield, so we can't target them. So, whatever. This has been a very weird and messy battle, but we've killed almost the entire army except for these couple ballistas units. Maybe target them. And this unit of Velites down to 33. I think the army will probably disband at this point. Yeah, no, they're at 80%, so we're almost to that 85% threshold where they'll disband. But yeah, just kill a couple more ballistas, a couple more Velites, use the rest of your arrows, and then we'll end the battle. Now these Roman archers are broken. They're getting run down. Did that bring us to 85%? 94%. Perfect. All right, we can end the battle. Decisive victory. Heroic victory. Wow. I didn't expect a heroic victory, but I guess we were outnumbered. We lost 177. Let's see how many we lost that were Scythians. Oh, almost all of that was Scythians that we did not heal because the unit that we healed was Barbarian Warlord, unfortunately. But, it's okay. We got rid of another Brutii army. We got a famous battle out of it. And Vecina now has a pretty clear path to taking Apollonia. Now, before we do that, up here, Titus Brutus is by himself. This is the faction leader. And he's just up by Salona. I guess he's going to besiege the city. Honestly, I'm kind of scared. I think with 3 units of Warband, we could take him, but I'm not sure about that. So I'm going to send Skylies up that direction just in case. Just to be ready in case we need to kill Titus Brutus. Because, I mean, if he besieges Salona and buys some mercenaries, that would actually be kind of difficult to defend. let's check out our announcements real quick. End of turn report, we made 258 denarii that turn, so we just broke even. That's all right. And at Larissa, yeah, we lost 20 soldiers to plague. Is the city plague-ridden still? Yeah, it is. I don't really know what's going on with the plague. It'll go away eventually. And I'm going to see if Vetsina can attack Captain Numerius and if he'll actually accept the battle. Is he going to run? No, he's not running. But I would have to also fight Cornelius the Wrathful. So, what is this army? It's kind of scary. A lot of Velites. Not very much in the way of good troops, but that's a scary unit of Equites. 17 defense, 11 attack, full strength. Could we win this? Let's see how good Cornelius the Wrathful is. I mean, Captain Numerius' army would be easy to dispatch of. I might attack them and destroy Captain Numerius' army and then just run away. Right, why not? We'll try it. And I mean, if it's going super well, we might continue and fight the second army, but we can definitely destroy the first army and make it so they can't get back to the city. So, just slowly weakening the Brutii. That's my strategy in this campaign. Just destroy their armies chunk by chunk until there's nothing left. So let's have our Illyrians draw up in the woods here. We want them to be concealed because that would be a nasty surprise when the Brutii march through this area and just get hit by a ton of javelins. So we'll put our hoplites behind them. We'll make a line here. We'll do the old thing where we have our Folksmen over here, have some generals units over here, and then we'll do this thing with the archers, draw them up behind the front line, and have our general back here. That's a good lineup. Let's see if they attack us, or if they wait for the reinforcements. They should walk into range of my long-range archers here, because they just have such crazy range. I mean, look at the range. They're firing already. This puts them at such a huge disadvantage, because this unit of Hastati, this would not be getting any damage if we were using basic archers. This unit's going to be destroyed by the time it even gets in range of the Illyrians. And then the Illyrians are going to totally destroy them as well. So, yeah, this is not good for the enemy. The Illyrians have just popped out of hiding, and they're firing all of their javelins in. This is a scary battle for them. They're reloading. Probably not the best choice. If they had just chased, then they would have at least stopped taking damage from the javelins. But how much damage are they going to do to us? Decent damage, but not enough. We'll fire right back, do just as much damage in return. And our Illyrians are going to fire off all their javelins here, because the Romans are so slow. They just hang out, throwing javelins. I think they're waiting for the reinforcements or something. I don't really know, but it's not working. We already have an enemy unit broken. We've destroyed what percentage of the enemy army? 12%, including both armies. So that's a very good start. We'll take these Illyrians that have used all of their missiles, put them on this flank, and then when this unit's done, we'll have them probably help out the Folksmen, but we'll get them back here. Okay, we're out of ammo. So go ahead, move off, get to cover. Oh, again, I forgot the Cretans. Why do I always forget the Cretans? This is my downfall. All right, Cretans, get behind cover. They just look so unassuming. They just look like they blend in with the Illyrians. But no, they don't. They are my most valuable unit. I don't know why I keep doing that. And I think I can break this army, honestly. I mean, these Principes are down to 88. Everyone is weak. Let's grab all of our units of archers, fire at these Equites. We'll have our generals charge into these Principes. And my guess is that they'll break. They're shaken, they're wavering. Come on. Can we break? Okay, we have one broken unit here. The Equites have broken. Let's just run down the Principes. We'll keep firing at the Equites with our archers, and then we might honestly leave the battle. Because what's the point of fighting another battle when we had such a decisive victory on the first one? I'll send one unit to clean up these Principes, and then we'll clean up these Hastati, and then I'm going to turn off phalanx mode, and this whole army, we're just going to flee. Just withdraw. Clean up these Hastati, triple time, and then just withdraw. Just withdraw. Oh no, turn off your phalanx. There you go. Okay, they're pursuing, so I might lose these hoplites. I don't know, it's Equites. We might not. Yeah. All right, well, we broke one unit, but no, there's another unit of Equites here. We might lose these hoplites, but we'll see. No, I don't know. I really don't know what the result's going to be here. We're definitely taking casualties. No, we broke them. Yay. All right, now withdraw. Get out of there. That is a result I'm happy with. Took some casualties to just 1 or 2 units of hoplites, destroyed an entire army, and started to weaken the next one. So let's see how we did. It says crushing defeat, but we only lost 160 troops. We killed over 800. Yeah, not a good result for them. And he's marching up this direction, which is interesting. He uses up all of his move points, but honestly pushes him close enough to Titus Brutus that I might go just kill him before next turn. But now, all right, let's see what's left here. Captain Numerius is devastated. Apollonia is not looking that strong. This is not good for them. Let's spy on Apollonia. I just want to have my spy sitting in there. He'll get a little bit better through it. He's already at 3 skill. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like he'll open the gates for us. I believe in that. Could we attack Captain Iolalas? Okay, he fled. So we will go into this fort next turn with these units. And let's go ahead and end this turn. There's nothing else to do. Yes, we are. What are you doing? Captain Numerius, this guy with the broken and battered units of Estati, Principes, and Equites, is attacking my 5 units of Scythian mercenaries and Skyles the Conqueror. Gladly. Yes, I will gladly destroy this little block of troops. What are you doing? They're not going to get a single casualty on me, I bet. I'm committed to not taking a single casualty in this battle. Don't even need to prep. Just drop nice and wide. We'll have Skyles go off to safety over here. And we'll just triple speed this. Cantabrian Circle. They don't even have archers. I mean, this is insanity. What are we doing? We've killed 30% of the enemy army already, going up by the second. Yeah, this is brutal. This is brutal. Okay, we lost one. We lost one horse. Oh no. All right, finish them off. Kill them all. 87% won the battle. Oh no, they haven't broken technically. Come on, run down this Estati. Get one more shot in. There we go. We killed a few more of them. End the battle. We lost. Okay, we lost 1 Scythian. I lied. We did take 1 casualty, but I really don't know what the Brutii are up to right now. You would forget that this is very hard difficulty. If you were just watching this and you didn't know that context. Okay, Captain Lucius is also attacking. This is a little tougher, but I still think we got this. There are a lot of troops, but they're bad quality. They're velites, and they don't have a general. So we just need to be smart with our Scythians on this occasion. And I think we can win this. I like having the victory music still playing from the last battle. That cannot inspire confidence in the enemy. In this battle, I realized I didn't like this rock here because if we had been charged, we would be pushed against that rock. So we want to stay in open field. We'll take our 2 biggest units over here. And we'll have the other 3 units and Skyles on this flank. Can we include this guy? There we go. Over here, just lots of open range to run around. All right, so you 2 go target. What's the toughest stuff on this flank? We'll just start firing at velites. And we will do Cantabrian Circle. Same thing with these 3. I mean, is it even worth firing at this guy? Don't fire at will. Stop. Don't fire at will. These 2 cavalry auxilia, I mean, okay, maybe we will fire 1 volley. There you go. Kill them. And then we'll have these 3 units back on fire at will with Cantabrian Circle enabled. Go fire at these velites. And we're just going to fire off all of our arrows, keep this battle moving, kill as many Brutii as possible. If we need to run away, we can, but I don't think so. The problem with these huge armies is it just takes a lot of arrows to do enough damage to break these armies. We might just run out of ammo. Not that they're tough, just that we might run out of ammo. But all right, were the dogs released successfully? They were. That's concerning. Let's get our general out of the fray and he can just deal with the dogs. Alright, and continue moving, get out of the fray. We broke a couple units with that, so that was useful, and he stayed safe. We just need to keep him safe long term, keep him away from the Hastati. Now this unit is running off chasing some troops. Let's have them get back in the battle, try and attack these Hastati. That's a better use of your time. The general can run down these Velites, that's good. Yeah, if we can fire at the Hastati, that is the top priority. You guys can fire at, I don't know, whatever is around. Yeah, we killed the enemy general. Fire at these Velites, sure. We'll break these war dogs again. Just, yeah, get a couple more kills. And then these Hastati will not last for long. They're going to take a lot of arrows, and then we will encircle them and hit them with our general, and this will be over. This unit just took some damage, but I don't know what from. There might have been a few war dogs or something. Do we have any dogs around? Nope, I'm not really sure what that was. We'll just go fire at this Hastati. Can we break this unit of Velites? Sure, that's fine. I used rally troops to keep him safe for a moment, and then, yeah, Skyles can just run down all these troops. He may have the plague, but he is also a plague on the Romans. Any unit with ammo can fire at these Hastati. We'll just have them all focus on that. They're down to 68 and falling fast. Yeah, I mean, we don't have much ammo left, but we have enough to absolutely ruin these Hastati's day. And I think I need to finish them off with, I was going to say with Skyles, but we actually managed to break them. We have a few more Scythians firing their arrows. We'll tell them to stop firing. Everyone can stop firing. And we'll just run down these Hastati with Skyles. There we go. How much of this army did we kill? 98%. Yep. So we took some casualties in most of our units of Scythians. Not a totally perfect battle, but we killed so many Romans. We've destroyed basically the entire Roman presence on Greece in one part. So yeah, this is not going well for them. And where did their faction leader go? He was over by Salona. I'm going to see if he went up here. Where is this guy? Maybe in these woods? I have no idea where he went. He went off somewhere to die, maybe. Maybe he died of old age. Faction leaders tend to do that. I'm going to go ahead and besiege Apollonia, though. I mean, with all these Scythians, we can starve out Apollonia easily, because if they try to sally out, they have to go through a tiny little gate, and they will just get shredded by my Scythians. So these units have no chance. We will just go ahead and besiege them. We'll build some rams in case we want to bring the infantry from Vecina's army. But I mean, like, really, where did that general go? I guess he just died of old age. Go back to Salona, that's fine. Yeah, the Brutii have in one hour, ruined their position. They have no troops in the field here, where they had like 3 pretty decent armies before. Apollonia is besieged with no chance of survival. And honestly, let's grab Vecina. We're just going to grab all of our... Or wait, no. Is Skyles still plague-ridden? No, he's good. Okay. Now we can bring some troops over. So we'll bring chosen archers. We'll bring some Falksmen. And the Cretans, which we're going to stop forgetting about. And we'll bring some hoplites down. We'll grab a couple generals just to use as cavalry. That's a decent army. I think that will easily take Apollonia. Vecina can start marching south. Maybe he will command the army that will eventually push south into the Macedonians. I'm all right with that. Let's take Captain Anacharsis and drop him in this fort. And if he gets attacked here, especially by this little army, he will put up a valiant defense. But even against a bigger army with a unit of onagers, 3 units of archer warband, I am confident that he will be able to defend this fort. We'll keep sending more archers down from Thessalonica. And we'll build another unit of onagers. I just want to be able to totally smash all the towers and the walls in Corinth and Athens. So we will send another unit of onagers south. At Thermon, we were building war dogs. We'll keep building more war dogs. Same thing at Larissa. I like having war dogs about. And we'll queue those peasants again to keep the population down for this plague. Let's go through our announcements real quick. Pontus is at war with the Greeks. Now this brings up something interesting that I've been thinking about for a while. I mentioned it in one of the early parts that I would like to have a non-traditional Dacian campaign, because the traditional Dacian campaign is you grab a bunch of armies, you take this whole area, all of Greece, and then you just go knock out the Romans. And you just play basically a Gallic campaign. Just pick up all of this land and pick up all the best provinces. But I would like a different type of campaign, and I kind of am tempted to go into Asia Minor. And now that my allies, the Greeks, are at war with Pontus, it kind of makes sense, right? Like, what if we just built some armies over here and started sending them over, pick up Nicomedia, pick up Ancyra, just start picking up these couple settlements? We might have a very interesting campaign. And you know what? I'll be honest with you. I forgot I had a diplomat over here. I think I was sending him down to speak with the Egyptians. Let's try getting trade rights out of them. Do we have trade rights yet? No. There we go. Now we have trade rights. Could we get map information going? Great. Now we know at least how big the Egyptians are. They're basically just the standard Egyptian starting settlements, and then they've eaten half of the Seleucid Empire. So, yeah, they're actually not doing that well for Egypt. Probably Armenia has taken down to here. Honestly, yeah, I clicked on accident, but I can use my diplomat as a spy, learn a little more about the region. And I don't know how much of this trade is from now having trade rights with Egypt, but 4,000 profit seems more than I'm used to. So I wonder if that significantly improved the economy. Actually, I can compare it to the current end of turn report. So let's look at our end of turn report. We gained 4,033 denarii from trade. So actually, maybe that was just the balance before having trade rights with Egypt. We might be too far away from them at this point. We profited 761 that turn, so another good, profitable turn. Our economy is doing great. I'm happy with our economy. We are very profitable right now, and I'm sure later, once we pick up a few more settlements, we'll start trading with Egypt, and that'll be worth a lot of money, because they have a lot of nice resources. Look at this city, all of these resources, 5 different resources, and mines. So yeah, this is very good to be trading with the Egyptians. And strongest faction is us. I thought that might be Egypt. I think we've been wrestling for strongest faction from Egypt and back to us, but now we got it. And soon we'll have Apollonia, and yeah, we're just going to keep getting stronger. Let's check on the plague. Larissa and Thurman, Partachua. Yeah, we are so bad at knocking out plagues. For some reason, it just keeps spreading. All right. In Thurman, we need to train a bunch of peasants to knock out the population so we don't lose. I mean, we won't lose almost anything from the plague now. I think we're going to lose like 15 people per turn from the plague since I've queued all these peasants. So, yeah, I mean, pop off, have fun. But yeah, that's a good way to neutralize the plague in Thurman. When will it go away? That's my question. I'm not even moving troops between these cities. Like Larissa, I kind of understood. But Thurman, why is there a plague in Thurman? We have been so annoyed by this plague. I wanted to go away. I know it's the thing about playing in this part of the world, but it's so annoying. Taking a look at our construction report, in Campus Yazigis, we have a blacksmith. And wow, would you look at that? Town expands. That's Campus Yazigis. So we are finally ready to have a minor city here. I'm so happy about that. It was one of my starting 2 settlements, and it just took a long time to grow because it was a smaller one. But it'll be nice to have 2 troop training centers up here. We've actually been able to build up the infrastructure pretty well because we've had these extra turns to build all of the available buildings. So once we get our High King's Hall, we can start building Hall of Heroes, archery range, start getting the really good troops coming out of Campus Yazigis. In Byzantium, we have our Sacred Circle of Zalmoxis. And let's build an archery range here. If we want to start training armies up to send over to attack Pontus, we need an archery range. We're going to rely on those long-range Chosen Archer Warband quite a bit. So we will work on that. We'll go ahead and retrain these troops because they're going to be the long-term defenders of Byzantium. If we go to war with Pontus, we want to have some strength there. In Thessalonica, we completed a blacksmith. Do we want to build a market here? It depends on whether it's worth it in trade. 528 to 575. It'll take 24 turns to pay off, but our economy is so strong right now, may as well just buy it, right? I mean, it's worth investing in. Eventually, that will pay for itself. And the other town that expanded this turn was Aquincum. Finally, we're at 2,000 population in Aquincum. I'm glad I brought down the tax rate to low because we just barely hit that threshold. So we got probably at least 1, maybe 2 turns earlier into that next level of city since we had that population growth rate a little bit higher from bringing down the tax rate. So that is wonderful. We will keep the tax rate at low since we still have a lot of growing to do to get to 6,000 population, but we are on our way in Aquincum. And speaking of our planned invasion into Pontus, we can start building some troops up. So in Titus, we can build everything. Titus is a great city for building troops. We'll build some chosen archer warband here, maybe 4 or 5 units. We'll just do one at a time, but we'll send them over to Byzantium and slowly build an army up to send over to attack Asia Minor. We'll go around increasing tax rates in the cities that need it. So Thessalonica, we can definitely bring up the tax rate, make a little more money, an extra 130 denarii that turn. In Campus Iazyges, we can bring up the tax rate to high, not quite very high, but that brings up the income by about 300 denarii per turn. So that's awesome, super worth it. And in Segestica, we can also bring up the tax rate here because we've got that huge population and there's no real need to grow anymore. I mean, we're already at a 0% population growth rate. So we'll bring up our tax rate to high. I mean, honestly, can we do very high? Nearly. We can nearly do very high. Oh, it's worth a lot of money. I'm doing it. I will figure out how to get the public order in check. With one more unit of chosen swordsmen and a unit of barbarian peasants, that brings us just barely into the threshold of it being all right public order-wise. And that brings up our income by 300 denarii. And this only costs about 300 denarii to maintain. So worth doing. We need to mine our taxes and gets us another unit of chosen swordsmen in Segestica. We've spent a lot of money this part, but I'm thinking about this pragmatically. We're expanding right now. Our economy is going to continue to improve. And a lot of our cities are getting to that point where their populations are really big. We make a lot more money from tax and trade. So economy is improving over time. It's okay to invest a lot of money early, and we will make that money back in the future. Before we end this part, Skyluris can at least go up to this bridge. We won't attack Captain Emenos right now, but maybe later in this turn, we will, once we start next week's episode, we probably will try to knock out Captain Emenos. We want to deal with him in the field before he reunites with the general that he might have at Tanais. Captain Emenos has been a thorn in our side, but I would love to get this army off the field. So next time, we will take Apollonia, knocking the Brutii out of Greece. We will form an army to push south and start taking the 2 remaining Macedonian settlements. And we will begin preparing an army to send over to Pontus, as well as, finally, beginning to take some of Scythia's land away from them. They started this war and we're going to finish it. So a lot to look forward to next week. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.